lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting.
This Lion fan base, Coach, they have been craving home playoff football since this building opened in 2002, and they've got it today at Ford Field in Detroit. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Yellow. On the water, right? 50's the mic. No game on this defense.
This one complete to Christian Kirk. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
43, 15. Yellow.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
Here's second and 10 now from the 35. Here's Mahomes to throw. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And the Eagles have recovered.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On second and goal, Jackson escaping the pressure right. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Third and goal, Jackson. And the pressure gets to him again. Tack McKinley coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up fourth.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on third down. Gonzalez's kick is good. Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
It's fourth down.
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. 15.
He may try and run for this. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
First down at the 45-yard line.
They go play fake. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. But I believe the line was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Rush 15. Rush in.
After the penalty, it's Miller. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Come on, attack!
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. That complete to Lamar Miller. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's what it is.
A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
We got three.
With the score, Eagles 3, Lions nothing.
Here we go. Put on the engine. You.
On second down, it's Carson. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On third down, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. Open man is Kirk, complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put him on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Here we go. Hey, 57. 55. More picks. Eat.
Now Mahomes. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. To throw, it's Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Malik Jackson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
57's the mic. Rock 57. Who that? Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
To try again after the sack. Mahomes. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Yellow. Bravo. Hey, tight. Hey, no, look, we got Mike 50. Mike 50, huh? Here we go.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. David Amerson is there on the coverage defensively.
Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They run it with Carson, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. 64 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. The 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Easy. Mike 50, Mike 50. Echo. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. This will be caught just inside the 10. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Let's see what you got.
Now it's Mahomes again. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
It's our time. Watch twist. Watch twist. 43. Mike 50, Mike 50. Yellow. 50 to my side.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Gerald Everett. In the final seconds of the first half, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And able to take it past the 20 a little bit, but no further. A flag in there as well. Let's see what this is. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So after the face mask, they get to start all the way up past the 35 now.
You don't want to know. He's crashing. He's checking crash. 66.
Here's Carson. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. you've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done, they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On the ready. 52's the mic. All day, dog. 52's the mic, boy. 52. It's our field.
To throw is Jackson on 3rd down. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes dumps it complete to Miller. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a 1st.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely, great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
All right, T, let's check. All right, 57 color.
On 1st down, Mahomes. Underneath for Miller. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
Check out.
It's 2nd
Check. Yellow.
The Eagles 16-yard line.
No. Off. Watch the safety creep.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
No lack of guts at all on that one. Normally in this situation in the red zone, that type of play isn't run, but I think they're trying to catch the defense off guard and also break tendency. No one really runs that type of a play. Guess what? We are. Let's see how you handle it.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. 3rd down, it's Wendell Smallwood. A gain of 2, just like we saw on 1st and 2nd down as well. Deuce is wild.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
The kick by McManus is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag, and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
I know the speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Check back, check back.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down, and he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back now at Ford Field. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. From the gun, it's Jackson. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
First down, Philadelphia.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Jackson from the shotgun. And that will be incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Attack! Joker! 43! Whip! Watch the whip! Chopper!
On play action, it's Mahomes. On the move to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Taylor Gabriel, 43 yards. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Miller. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Check 24. Attack! Hey, Ripley!
Now here's Mahomes. This is Miller, complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Hey, 43.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. The catch made by Miller. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
25, check 25, check the leg. 15. Box track. 55.
Mahomes now on 1st down. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold him to 3 to keep this a one-score game. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. And they'll give Miller another crack. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you got to feel good about your chances.
McManus's point after is good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. He was looking to go back to Sutton there, but now it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Go. Move. Go. Shit, 33. Are you getting the head? Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. Check. Mike, check 33. 33. You're not ready. Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. We ain't giving up nothing today. Mike, check 33. 33. I'm here all day.
One last shot for Jackson. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Now another timeout called for by the offense. Their season ends here. A tough way to go out.
And the goal was to not just get to the wild card game, which they did, but to win it. And so now, how negative do you look at that? They got there, had an opportunity, and for some teams, they have to lose games like this before they learn how to win them in later seasons.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.
Big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see Modesto. Hit your throw and I'ma catch those. Mexican, don't make pesos. Hit your sus, I'll replace those. Number saved, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, like them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet pointed guard.
Big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin. When he stretch your dead scans, I'm talking a few 100,000 yards. You just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Hey, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Hey, she want it like me, cause her lame, she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit on my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like I'm keeping score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute